Do you experience a great deal of discomfort whenever you're in a social situation? If so, then you need to figure out how to overcome social anxiety and shyness. And it's exactly what we're going to talk about today. I'm about to share with you the exact same process that I've used to feel more confident whenever I interact with people. My name is Mike Macapinlac. I help STEM professionals improve their social confidence. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every single week. If you have an overwhelming fear of being judged by others, then you need to learn how to overcome social anxiety and shyness. Otherwise, you're going to have a tough time knowing how to put yourself out there and living your life to the fullest. That being said, here are 12 actionable tips that you can implement right away. All right, let's get into it. Tip number 1 is to manage your expectations. Most individuals who struggle socially think that all eyes are on them. They're so afraid of making a mistake that they stifle their personality in order to fit in. That's why they don't speak up and just keep to themselves when they're around people. If you're wondering how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, you have to be able to manage your expectations. Believe it or not, nobody's paying as much attention to you as you might think. The reality is, most people are so concerned about themselves anyway. They don't have time to worry about you. That's why it doesn't matter if you make a mistake or do something embarrassing in public. I can almost guarantee you that most people would have forgotten about you by the time they get home. By having this perspective, you'll start to care less about what others think. This will help you figure out how to be less self-conscious and act more like yourself in any situation. Tip number 2 is to figure out what scares you. It's human nature to be afraid of the unknown. If you want to learn how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, you have to figure out what scares you. I recommend you take the time to identify events and circumstances that make you nervous. For example, do you feel anxious when you talk to someone you're attracted to? How about approaching a group of people during a networking event? Maybe going to a party where you don't know anybody there? Whatever it is, just put your thoughts on paper. Being able to see what you're thinking about will help you become more objective. When you can analyze your disempowering thoughts better, they become less scary and intimidating. You'll free up your mind from worries, which will help you come up with potential solutions to your problems. Tip number 3 is to challenge your limiting beliefs. Most individuals who struggle to interact with people tend to focus on the worst case scenario. They exaggerate failure in their heads and often imagine how badly things will go. They think about it so much that it cripples them from taking action. Does this sound like you? If so, and you're wondering how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, you have to get good at challenging your assumptions. Don't just believe what your mind tells you right away. For example, let's say you're at a social event and you want to talk to someone you find interesting. Instead of automatically assuming they're not going to like you, why not test your beliefs? What if they did like you and the conversation went well? That could happen too, you know. When you start questioning your disempowering thoughts, you'll realize that nothing really bad ever happens when you put yourself out there. Tip number 4 is to educate yourself. If you're like most of our clients in our social skills coaching program, you've probably spent way too much time acquiring technical skills. And because of that, you may have neglected to improve your social skills in the process. Now don't get me wrong, I'm all for education to help you advance professionally. But if you're willing to invest time and money in your career, why wouldn't you do the same to help you build relationships with others? Remember, you have to talk to people every single day. If you're socially inept, you're severely handicapping yourself from creating more opportunities in every area of your life. That's why learning how to be more socially confident is one of the best skills you can ever learn. To help you get started, I highly encourage you to fill in the knowledge gaps. Start the process of educating yourself on how to be more outgoing. You can read books about it, listen to podcasts, or watch videos around this topic. Also, if you want to avoid analysis paralysis, avoid consuming information that you can't put into action right away. In this case, if you're still having trouble starting a conversation, you shouldn't be reading about how to make people laugh. You won't be able to implement any of it. Does that make sense? By prioritizing your learning, you'll feel less overwhelmed, which makes improving your social skills a lot easier. Tip number 5 is to prepare as much as you can. If the thought of going to a social gathering terrifies you, then you need to mitigate the fear of the unknown. By preparing ahead of time, you'll feel less anxious and you'll prevent yourself from canceling on events that you want to go to last minute. To help you get started, do a bit of research on a particular get-together that you're planning on going to. Try to anticipate what topics might come up in conversation. And then, write out some stories that you can potentially share. If you think about it, most people usually talk about their work, their upbringing, places they've been to, events they've attended, and their interests. Am I right? I would also encourage you to familiarize yourself with current events. Find some reputable news websites and bookmark them. Check out their social media accounts as well before you head out. That way, you can stay up to date with trending topics. By doing so, you'll experience less approach anxiety and be able to contribute in a group conversation a lot easier. You'll prevent awkward silences during your conversations because you've taken the time to come up with things to say. Tip number 6 is to think of what's good about you. Let me ask you a question. How can you expect others to like you if you don't even like yourself? If you want to know how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, you have to think of what's good about you. In fact, focusing on your positive traits is one of the best confidence building exercises that I know. When you do this long enough, you'll improve your self-image and raise your self-esteem. You'll realize that you actually have a lot to offer in any interaction. As a result, you'll see yourself as a high-value person and you won't be as intimidated talking to others. Tip number 7 is to make gradual improvements. If you want to figure out how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, you have to confront your fears. The best way to do this is to expose yourself to situations that you're afraid of. For example, let's say you're terrified of talking to strangers. To help you overcome that fear, you can start just by making eye contact and smiling at people who walk past you. Once you're comfortable doing that, say hello and ask them how their day is going. Later on, you can engage people in small talk and try to have longer conversations. Do you see how that works? When you're starting out, you need to lower the bar so you can build positive momentum. Just pick the easiest and simplest thing that you can do and get started there. Keep doing that until you have a good handle on it. And then incrementally make things more challenging for you until you can finally do the thing that you're afraid of. By doing this consistently, you'll build your courage and overcome the fear of rejection. You'll be less afraid to take risks, which will make you feel more empowered. Tip number 8 is to look more approachable. Remember, nobody can read your mind. If you look like you don't want to be bothered, then people might get the wrong impression. If you're wondering how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, you have to appear more friendly. Make sure you stand up straight, have your chin up, and avoid crossing your arms and legs. Maintain proper eye contact when you talk to someone, and have a genuine smile on your face. When you look approachable, more people are going to be inclined to interact with you. Tip number 9 is to take the attention away from yourself. People who don't feel comfortable in social situations are always in their heads. They're constantly wondering what others might be thinking about them. If you want to figure out how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, you have to be able to take the focus away from yourself. The best way to do this is to view yourself as a student and be interested in learning about others. Follow your curiosity and really try to get to know the person you're talking to. The truth is, we're all inherently selfish. That's why we like people who like us. The next time you interact with someone, be there fully and give them your undivided attention. Stop thinking about yourself, be present, and really try to see where they're coming from. Actively listen, ask open-ended questions, and encourage them to share more. By doing this, you'll make anybody you talk to feel special, and that's how you become more memorable. Tip number 10 is to find your role models. As the saying goes, success leaves clues, and all you have to do is follow them. If you want to know how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, you have to find your role models. Make an effort to learn from those who are socially successful by studying them. Pay attention to how they think, the way they act, and how they communicate with others. And then, do your best to emulate them as much as you can. Remember, you become the average of the people you spend the most time with. If at all possible, try to be around charismatic individuals as much as you can. That way, their mindsets and behaviors will rub off on you, which will help you build social confidence as well. But if you want to get results much faster, consider working with a social skills coach. That way, there will be no more guesswork because you'll have a proven plan to follow. You'll also have someone give you feedback and accountability as well. You'll see results a lot quicker, and you'll be able to finally get this part of your life handled. Tip number 11 is to stop beating yourself up mentally. Personally, I've worked with a lot of shy introverts in the past. From what I've noticed, they have a bad habit of replaying their mistakes in their heads over and over again. That's why they don't feel good about themselves. If you're wondering how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, stop beating yourself up mentally. You don't need to keep punishing yourself by ruminating about embarrassing things that happened to you. Once you've learned your lessons, then forget about the past. Instead, make a conscious effort to consistently remind yourself of your previous wins. By doing so, you'll feel more determined and motivated to keep taking action. Tip number 12 is to keep a journal. Remember, there's nothing more encouraging than seeing progress. If you want to know how to overcome social anxiety and shyness, I suggest you keep a journal. That way, you can keep track of how you're doing and see tangible results that you've achieved after a period of time. Personally, I've been journaling daily for many years now, and it's been one of the best things I've ever done. I actually love rereading my old notes because it makes me realize how far I've come. To help you get started, I suggest you write down your wins and lessons every time you come home from a social gathering. By taking the time to reflect, you can be more strategic with how you go about things. You'll see what you're doing well and what you still need to work on. That way, you can consistently make progress, which makes succeeding socially inevitable. If you're shy and technically skilled and you want to know how to approach and talk to anybody, remember to download your free social confidence cheat sheet. The link is in the description below. If you're tired of struggling socially and you want to learn more about our social skills coaching program, book your free consultation today and let's connect. The link is in the description below as well. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who you know who could benefit from it. And now, let's turn it to you. Which one of these tips are you going to implement first? Are you going to work on challenging your assumptions or on taking the focus away from yourself? Leave me a comment below and let me know. Alright, that's it for me for now, and I'll see you in the next video.